Hi, my name is Dipender Kaushik, and I am founder of an indie game studio called Denali Games. And in this video, I'm going to talk about our best game yet called Tale of Honor. A Tale of Honor is a beautiful 3D, low poly, cross platform game being built for PCs and consoles. Now, this game is going to have two separate formats. One would be the premium for PCs and consoles that would focus on deeper gameplay and richer narrative. While the free-to-play version would be balancing between the level progression, more suited for the casual and mid-core audiences for mobiles, and a loop over the core gameplay loop that would have some sort of monetization and a richer experience for the mobile audiences. Now, regardless, in this video, I'm going to talk about the core gameplay and the features that are common in both the formats. Now, what we have done with Tale of Honor is we have taken centuries old and arguably the most popular turn-based strategy game called chess, and we have evolved it into a brand new experience of real-time stealth puzzle adventure. Now, Tale of Honor is set in medieval Europe. It has all the fantasy elements like castles and knights and dragons and magic, and they all lay over a very strong foundation of the core gameplay, which offers its players multiple dimensions of strategy, planning, and meaningful decision making. While the game demands players to have immaculate timing, precision with the execution of their well-lit plans. And this game draws from the core essence of stealth games. Now, what does that mean? Stealth games usually have a common format where players are expected to stay undiscovered, read the surroundings, observe enemy movement patterns, and plan and execute so that they can reach their objective, which can be anything depending on the theme of the game. Now, we take that and, like in a real-time game, we replace the human pieces and with the chess pieces. So, these chess pieces move according to their classic rules of movement, like a rook would move like a rook does, horizontal and vertical. A bishop would move diagonals and so on. But they, being a real-time game, they can factorial in real time and they kill in real time, which makes this game a very, very unique experience, probably first of its kind. So now I'm going to take you through the demo of this game. The game that you're seeing right now has a play button that starts from level 1, which would take you through a tutorial and a short campaign that will showcase you the first time user experience and how the game would make you feel and how it should progress. Right? For the purpose of this demo, I'm going to take you to the quick levels that are designed for me to showcase the most of the game features in a very quick time. So I'll start with the quick level 1. Okay, so as the level begins, you see our player lands at the bottom left tile, this guy. He's a rook and he would be able to move only like a rook. So horizontal and vertical. He can't go vertical because these tiles are broken down there. So let's focus on what's happening on the screen. Our objective is clear. We have to capture this flag. We are observing an enemy rook, the black rook with the red belt. Now, if you see the red zone that's coming, so let's say I click on this and you will see the red markers on certain tiles. As you will see, they are horizontal and vertical according to the rules of movement of chess. This rook is moving on its own time. That's the first observation, that my player is not even moving and this guy is moving according to his own logic. So he does not wait for my turn. So that's the very first aspect of the real-time gameplay, that enemies move in real time. Second aspect of real time is the enemy is not going to let me finish my move. That means normally in a turn-based game, I should be able to pick my rook from here and go here. But what we observe is the enemy rook blocks me in the midway and kills me right there. So evil army, the army of the game, evil army kills in real time. So we should not move through their kill zone. So how are we supposed to play this game? So as in the stealth game, we observe the enemy's movement pattern. We see when this enemy goes in this corner, its path is broken by this rock. So the flag is unguarded. At this point, I can quickly run into this corner and capture my flag. So in this checkpoint, I have showcased you both the aspects of real time, the enemy moving in real time and enemy killing in real time. We'll follow the same process here. We'll wait for the enemy to go into that corner, leaving the flag unguarded, and quickly capture the flag. Now, moving on to the third checkpoint. Now, as you see, every level is going to contain 3 flags for people to capture as 3 checkpoints. And this is the common, this will remain common in all the levels, always. So we go down, we come here. Now, this flag seems unprotected because a pawn is standing here, and in classic chess, pawn kills diagonal, 1 step down, right side and the left side. But incorporating from the feedback of lots of players that we tested our game with in various events, we saw that people were getting confused whether this pawn is going to kill forward or backward. So we incorporated that feedback in our game. And in our game now, like many other chess puzzle games, pawn kills in all 4 directions, diagonal 4 directions, not just the downward 2 directions. So this pawn also kills over here. So if I will click on this button, you will see that these tiles are highlighted. That means this pawn can also kill backwards. And this is the only difference that we have created based on the user feedback. So we have to get rid of this pawn to capture this flag. And how do we do that? So we are observing the movement pattern of this rook. So we see that this rook moves over this corner. So just like a stealth game where we observe that an enemy is not being watched by another of his teammates, we quickly go and kill the enemy that we want, that is standing in our way. So just building on that same theme of a stealth game, we did this. Now in the second level, I'm going to showcase the second layer of strategy. Like in the first one, we were to observe the movement patterns and devise our plan and execute it quickly. In the second dimension that we have given of strategy is we have given a deck of multiple pieces. Now, people, whether you're playing the premium game or the free-to-play game, you would be building your own deck, and based on what pieces you have, you will be devising your own strategy. Like in this game, I can now turn into a bishop and kill this rook. Now, because rook kills horizontal and vertical, I being a rook could never kill this rook because we both have the same patterns and we can't do that. So we need to attack the rook from outside his kill zone. Just like if in a game we have a human enemy, we would go behind his back to do a stealth attack. Now for chess pieces, there's no front and back, no concept of front and back. They have their own concept of the field of use. For rooks, like it's horizontal, vertical. For bishops, it's diagonals. So as we killed the rook, we approached from outside his kill zone and we executed that. Now I will turn back into a rook. And just like we can kill the pawn from outside his kill zone, does not matter if we are coming from front or back, a pawn always kills 1 step diagonal. Now, just like in the previous level, what we saw, we have to kill this bishop when this rook is not guarding him. If we fail to do that, this rook will come very quickly and kill us. See how quickly I made my move, and I could. The other aspect of real time is like when the enemy is moving, I can time my movements and have my own way of playing the levels. I'll capture the second flag and take you to the third checkpoint of this level. which is pretty interesting as we see that this most of the area in this puzzle is guarded. But the essence over here is that these pieces are patrolling. And like a stealth game, again, we have to focus on the movement patterns. We have to see an opening, devise a plan, and execute it. So now what we would be thinking here is, like, when this guy is standing here, this tile is blocked. But if I somehow reach this tile, I can kill him. And how can I do that? When he comes here, this tile opens up and I can go here. So I will wait for him to go on this tile and very quickly capture this tile. I'll turn into a bishop for faster movement. And when he comes back, oh, I missed time. So we have to be very careful. Okay, so now this is another dimension of planning, as I was talking about, that we have multiple pieces. So despite my player died over there, I still have my deck and I can still keep on playing. So I can spawn my rook at a safe point, and now I don't need to kill anybody. I can just go and capture the flag. So yeah, even after dying, I spawned, I created a very unique opportunity and I landed somewhere else. Now, this is also a very important aspect of this game. Just like in chess, sometimes you would face yourself, or you find yourself in a position where you will have to sacrifice a piece. Now, that is a very, again, a very important aspect of chess where you have to make a decision. Like I was talking about making meaningful decisions. Sometimes you will have to decide to sacrifice a piece so that you can keep on playing with the other pieces and win the level. Just like we did, though I did it by mistake, but yeah, sure. People can sometimes plan to do this based on what cards they hold. Now, coming to the next dimension of strategy, I'm going to showcase this level. Now, obviously, we don't have a bishop anymore. If we had the bishop, we could have played this level very differently. But what we are seeing right now is, I click on this and you will see that we have this flag, and this flag is being guarded by this pawn. Not directly, but indirectly. So like if I try to go from here, it's going to kill me. And if I try to go and kill the pawn, this rook is going to kill me. Now I can either choose to sacrifice my rook and do that, but let's not do that. This is the very first checkpoint. We don't know what's holding in the next couple of checkpoints. So we're going to use something new here. Now these three things are the power-ups, which players will unlock with time, and depending upon the narrative, these things will show up wherever they are needed. So we pick up a tile breaker. This is called a tile breaker, and as the name suggests, it breaks a tile. So we break this tile and break the path between this rook and this pawn. So now you see, if I click on this, we see that this tile is missing. This rook has no more connection to this pawn. So I can easily stand over here. And again, as I've mentioned, for these chess pieces, it does not matter whether you approach from front or back. Their kill zones depend upon according to the rules of chess. So for a pawn, you can kill diagonal. I can come from front and kill it. Now, this is another interesting level. Again, depending upon what pieces I have. Now, I will try to kill this guy. Now, if I kill him over this tile, we see that this bishop is protecting him. So we have to wait for him to get out of his protection and kill him. So we will kill him over here. We would wait for him to move, quickly move there, turn into a pawn and kill this guy. Now the level opens up for us. We very easily kill this bishop, move on the side, come down, kill the poor pawn who's protecting this flag with all he has got, and we win. So we win this puzzle without even using a power-up. But yeah, some things will be possible. Now, coming to this interesting checkpoint, what we see, again, like the previous level, we saw lots of dead zones. But in that level, we had the enemies moving, so we could time our movement and slip past through their blind spots. Right now, this guy is not moving. So we have to use something. Either I can go and choose to sacrifice this. I see this is the last checkpoint of this level, so I can probably choose to sacrifice a piece. Or maybe I can show you another power-up called a decoy. I can call this guy let's say here. Though the decoy is basically a fake player call. So whenever the enemy sees a decoys, whenever the decoy is landed in the enemy's field of view or the dead zone, the enemy attacks regardless. So we stand here, turn into a pawn, we kill this guy, we called him, we manipulated the board according to us, and we very easily cleared this level with the use of 2 power-ups. Now, when we would be talking about monetization for the free-to-play, we will see that we would provide these pieces, the special power-ups, based on through a meta loop as well as for an IAP. Now, again, coming to the last level of this demonstration, I'm going to showcase something very, very interesting. Now, unlike normal chess puzzle games or any other format of such games, you would see that you are always focused on what's on the board. But in this level, you can see, being a real-time game, we can explore a lot of other opportunities, which we have done in this level. You see that there are blades. Look at these blades. Look at these arrows flying from outside. And look at this spike wall. So you don't only have to look at what's on the board, but what's also off the board, which can impact your movement. And as these are traps, and like any stealth game, what we have learned is we set up a bomb, we set up a trap that's a trap for us should also be the trap for the enemies. And that's very well how it is. So what I'm going to try here is I quickly trigger this wall and move outside, but I could not and I died. So I have to be very quick in what I am doing. So my plan was to trigger the wall, kill the enemy, but I died myself. Can happen in real-time games. So I can either choose to spawn again and continue playing this level, which if I try to do, I am short of a rook, which I'm definitely going to need in the next level. So this is another point of monetization where I can buy a new piece. If I see I don't have enough coins to buy another rook. So for the purpose of this demonstration, I'm going to reset this level. Like in a live game, people would have to get out of the level, build a new deck and come back inside. So I'm going to try something else, something that is more sure to kill this enemy. I'm not going to risk myself against this wall. So I'm going to place a decoy and do another interesting thing. I'll call this guy to this tile and put him in the path of the blades. Now the traps have done this for me and I can easily move forward, kill this little pawn on my way and capture my flag. Now, coming to the second level. Now you see a small exclamation mark in the yellow bubble. That's a very interesting mechanic in the game. This thing down there are spikes. So we have spiked tile. Now this tile is very important. What it does is basically it allows me to cross over. But it does not allow me to stand on it because it's gonna trigger very fast. Now, however, over here, moment when I tried to cross over, this rook kills me. So I'll again try to reset this checkpoint. Now, this is important. As I mentioned, I can go here, I can cross it, but this guy is blocking my path. The only way to kill him is stand here and use my pawn to kill backwards, but I can't do that because this will stop me from standing here, turning into a pawn is way too fast. So this path is closed for me. What I can try is, again, I cannot kill this guy because he's going to kill me. So I'm going to try another thing. I can do the same thing with this fellow. I'll pull him into a trap and put him in the path of the arrow. Now the arrow does the job for us. We go and kill this pawn and take our flag. Now, if we didn't have a power-up, how would we solve this level? How would we have solved this level? Again, it was still possible. I will let you figure that out. Try to do this level without using the power-ups. But again, the important thing is you will have to sacrifice something. You have to give something to take something, right? So I'll now here kill this fellow. I can easily cross from here, but there's no point in crossing because he's going to kill me very fast. So I will try to do something else. I can, let's try something else. Let's try to break this tie. I break him from here. I move here, from here. Again, if I go and kill him, I have to do that when this guy is not guarding him. So again, despite I have deployed a power up, strategy is still in play. I still have to time my movement. I can't, if I know the solution, I can't just run to execute it. I still have to wait like a real-time stealth game. So I hope you understood the features and the gameplay that I tried to showcase. This demo has very a small list of features that we have already built. There are still lots of things that we are not showcasing in this demo, just to keep it short. But this shows the core essence of the gameplay, and I hope you got it and it sparked some interest. And when you get your hands on the demo, I invite you to play the quick levels and try to find your own solutions, or play the campaign, the 10-level campaign that showcases as I mentioned earlier, the FTUE and the progression level progression for the first time users. Now, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I am able to spark some interest in the game. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.